The biggest mistakes plumbers make. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm not talking about mismatched threads. I'm not talking about over tightening nuts, and I'm not talking about trying to solder a copper line with water in it. We know about those mistakes. What I want to talk about are the mistakes that plumbers make that make it harder for them to do their job. The biggest mistakes that plumbers make in our lives and the things that we do every single day. The first thing I'm going to talk about is health. Then I'm going to talk about wealth. Then I'm going to talk about value, because I want to show you how you can make more money as a plumber, but not only that, how you can end up more when it's all done. So first of all, as plumbers, we need to know we need to take care of our health. Now, you look at me, I'm injured, okay? I've got my arm in a sling. Now, if I worked for somebody else, I would be out of work right now. Now, I did this kind of crazy. I tried picking up a locker by myself and I detached my bicep. Now, that's not a smart thing to do. To be honest, I have plumbers here that I could have got 3 or 4 people to help me, but I was in a hurry one morning and grabbed it and did something I shouldn't have done. Now, we've all been there. We've gone to pick up a piece of pipe that maybe is big enough that it should take 2 people, but we only do it by ourselves. Guys, look, I've suffered back injuries, knee injuries, shoulder injuries, now an elbow injury doing things that I probably should have had somebody help me with. We know better than to do things like that. And with the right tools, with the right equipment, we can do things a lot safer. As plumbers, we need to think about this. What kind of wear and tear are we putting on our body every single day? So thinking about your health is really a big deal, but it even goes back beyond that. We've got to exercise. We have to take care of our bodies. And it starts with exercise, even if it's just walking. I get up every morning and try and walk 4 miles on the treadmill. I do this because that little cardio gets me going. It gets my body warmed up, it gets my brain warmed up because of the things that I'm watching, the things that I'm putting in. But I'm going to talk more about that in a little bit under value. What I do in the morning is I try to get up, take my vitamins, take my morning routine, and then get on the treadmill. This literally gets my body going. And I'll tell you what, it makes me feel better. It makes my clothes fit better. And then when I'm out on a job site, I'm not short-winded. I'm not struggling to breathe because I'm not in good shape. Little things like this can make a big difference and help us have a healthier, longer lifestyle. But also it goes back to not just exercising. We've got to watch what we eat. Look, I'm one of those plumbers. I love food and I consider myself a foodie, but I've got to watch the things that aren't good for me. Getting off gluten, getting off dairy, things like that have made a big difference in my life in the way I breathe, the way I feel, the way my clothes fit. And doing little things like that can make me feel better as a human being. It's going to make me a better employee. It's going to make me a better employer because I feel better every day when I come into work. What kind of things are you doing? I used to be one of those plumbers. I worked all week long, hard and crazy, carried pop-up ladders, hung it by myself when I probably should have used a roustabout, should have had the right tools, done different things, but that's the way that we were raised. Nowadays, we're a little bit smarter. We know there's tools to help us do what we need to do, and also we can call other people to give us a hand lifting something that we need help with. Doing the little things like that are huge, but starting with the diet and exercise puts us in a better position. I know that I'm one of these people, I used to be able to eat a ton of food. I had to start watching what I eat, not just the quality of it, but the quantity. I don't need 3 cheeseburgers to get through a meal. Really, 1 will work. But that's the kind of guy that I was. I love food. So I've started watching what I do for my exercise. I've started watching what I do for my food intake. And I've started watching how much I drink. I know plumbers that can drink 2 cases of beer a day. That's never been me. I'm more of a bourbon guy. But my thing is, I don't drink every day. What kind of things are you doing to your body that are actually deteriorating it now when you may need it later? These are things that I had to ask myself if I wanted to be better at what I wanted to be. For me to be a good superintendent and leader on the job, I needed to come in clear-headed. I needed to be bright and early. I needed to think ahead of everybody else. And if I was out drinking the night before really hard, it's hard to come in and do that on a consistent basis. So I had to start looking at what I was doing to me. Am I doing the things to take care of my body? As plumbers, we do put a strain on our body. We have to get in compromising situations sometimes. We're laid down under a cabinet or under a house. We're in a bad position. And trust me, I've been there. But when I'm exercising, when I feel good, I do it with a clearer mindset and I get things done better. The next thing I want to go into is wealth. We've talked about health. We know the things that we need to take care of there, but what are we doing for our wealth? And I'm not talking about worrying about how much money you're making. How much money are you spending? And that's the thing as plumbers, we don't always get. I tell you what, as plumbers, we normally make pretty good money. Actually, we normally make more than the median income. So we should be living on the upper end of it. I didn't really realize how I should be spending my paycheck until I read The Richest Man in Babylon. This was a great book for me because I was never really taught about money growing up. What I had to learn, I learned late in life by learning through the School of Hard Knocks. Literally, I was broke, I owed people, I was having financial problems. So I started looking at where am I spending my money and how am I spending it. So what I learned from that book, just the cliff notes, 10%, pay yourself first. Pay yourself out of the first 10% of everything you get home. That's your crazy money. That's the money you get to do things with that you want to do. The next 10%, pay your debts. Think about this when you go to finance something. If it's going to cost you more than 10% of your income, it's probably something you can't afford at this time. 10% you want to invest. This is what you're putting up for your future. So you want to invest this so that eventually this money will compound and you will make money on that money. The next 10% is for a charity or tithe. Look, you're doing well. Give away. It'll make you feel better. And when you're giving away 10% of what you make, it does make you feel better. You actually realize that you're in a position to help other people. And let me tell you, that is a wonderful feeling. The last 60%, this is what you live on. This pays all your bills, including your mortgage. So think about this again when you're getting ready to buy a house. If it's going to cost you more than 60% of your income, you need to think about it. Can you really afford this house? And if you will learn to do this and stick with this on a regular basis, not only will you be happier because you're going to be living within your means, but you're going to actually be able to see that you can have a future. If you're putting up money for that future, you're investing in it, and you're living within what you make, your life is going to be so much better. As plumbers, we know we make good money. Spending too much of it hurts us because we're not paying ourselves first. Or maybe we are, but we're way overpaying ourselves. Are we investing in our future? Are we paying off our debts like we should? And are we tithing and giving away? The last one I want to get into is value. And this goes back to wealth because I take this out of paying myself first. I'm investing in myself. What are you doing? Most of us as plumbers, we get to the point that we're making money. We're making good money, but we feel like, hey, I'm a licensed plumber now. I'm a professional. I'm good. The problem is we're not building value within us. We need to keep learning. We need to build our knowledge to where we become more valuable to our company. Think about the company you work at. Do they pay other people more than you? Why do they pay them that? What could you do to get to where you make that kind of money? What you need to do is you need to build value within yourself. And if you can build value within yourself through knowledge, that's going to make you worth more money to your employer. Or if they don't recognize it, that's going to make you worth more money to another employer. Building value within yourself is huge. Investing in yourself, to me, is one of the smartest things you can do because investing in yourself is going to pay off like compound interest in the future. The more you learn, the more you can do, the more skills that you bring every day is going to make you worth more money. And it's also going to make you feel better because now everything else that you're putting money up for, those percentages, all those numbers increase. I know plumbers that can't afford to change out their dishwasher. That's a sad feeling because think about it. These guys make really good money. But if they're not watching where that money goes, it's kind of tough to do things like that. I remember growing up, I always felt like we had enough money because it seemed like the bills were paid. But my dad was really good about watching the money he made and spending it the way he did. Me, I didn't learn that growing up. I watched him, but I didn't get it. I just knew things were paid for. As I got older, I spent money like crazy. I built up debt that I couldn't afford, and I had to work on that. So learning how to watch and live on the money that I made has really changed my life. Like I said, I know a lot of plumbers that struggle with this. I know a lot of tradespeople that struggle with this. They have good jobs, they make good money, but it doesn't seem like they're living that way. Here's the deal. If you learn to live within your means, learn to live on this 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 60% rule, you can actually live a much better life. And at the end of the day, you're going to be a whole lot happier. If you live something similar to this, do me a favor, leave me a comment down below and let me know how you do it. Do you watch your income, or maybe you just don't pay yourself first? Are you paying you? Are you paying your debts? Are you investing in your future? And are you tithing? Are you donating money to charities? And can you pay all your bills, including your mortgage, on your 60%? I'm curious, what do you do, and does it work for you? If it does, leave me a comment down below and let me know what it is you do and how you do it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it helps you. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If not, leave me a comment and let me know why not. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.